Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Sterling Reads. First thing I want to say is that my heart goes out to all of Pax's friends and family. I will link her channel down below. Her partner is leaving her channel up, so everybody will still get to go see her and new people will get to see her videos. And yeah, I just want to say that. I want to talk about what I've been reading. There's quite a few things. I have some buddy reads this month. I know at June on the Range, I don't have anything set up for that. But yeah, let's get to it. So let's see, buddy reads. I am reading, I might as well talk about this one first since I don't have it physically. With Mark over at Book Time with Elvis, Shawn, D. Standfast, and Vin at Revenant Reads. I'll link everybody down below. I'm listening to The Phantom of the Opera, and of course I forget the author's name. But when I went on Goodreads to mark that I was, when I first started listening to it, I thought, oh, this seems so familiar. It must seem that way because I remember watching the movie. Well, when I went to Goodreads, it says, oh, you read this in 2013 and gave it 2 stars, which means it was okay. So I thought, oh, well, hopefully I enjoy it more this time around. There have been several books that I read a long time ago, and when I reread them, I was able to appreciate them more. So we will see. Another buddy read is Deanna over at Pato the Reader. I'll link her down below. She gifted me Elena Knows by Claudia. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. She's an Argentinian, I'm not sure if I even pronounced that right, author. And I love my buddy reads with Deanna. I think she's wonderful. I'm not very far. I just started chapter 6. But this is about Elena, whose daughter Rita she supposedly committed suicide, but Elena doesn't believe that, and I love, the translation is by Francis Riddle. I love how Elena Knows is written all throughout, like the first 5 chapters, but she believes that her daughter did not commit suicide, and I feel like she has a very valid reason. But I don't know, but I'm really, really enjoying this. So another buddy read, I'm doing this with Corinne, who does not have a channel. I'm pretty sure she's a subscriber, but she got a hold of me through email, and we are reading The Night Circus. We were supposed to read the 5th season last month, and I could not get into it. It was not the right time. And we have had this on our shelves forever, so it's like, well, why not try this? I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. I am on page 80. I am loving the characters. I'm loving the dark scenery. It's like very intriguing and mystery, and I cannot wait to find out what happens. So I have not heard her thoughts, so I'm not sure if she has started it yet. But we were messaging through Voxer, and yeah, it's 500 and some pages, but I'm excited. Like, I'm afraid it's not going to be enough. So I believe Erin Morgenstern has written another book, but I've never read anything by her. I believe it's a woman. So let me know if you guys have read anything that I'm mentioning here. Let's see. Okay, so that's it for buddy reads, if I'm thinking correctly. On my Kindle, which is downstairs, I started reading a book from the library. It's the first Firefly book. Like, everybody talking about Star Trek, which I have a ton of Star Trek I should be reading instead, has got me like really in the mood for Firefly. So I'm reading the first book in that series, and I forget the author, of course, but the first book is called Big Damn Hero, I think, and it's just like the show. Like, to me, I'm imagining the actors from the show Firefly. So okay, I am still reading Lisey's Story by Stephen King. This is, I think, the 4th time I'm reading it, and it's my favorite book by him. So still really enjoying that. I picked back the Wishsong of Shannara. This is so great. It's just like Tolkien's world, except it's more action-packed. So it has a more modern feel to it. But there's always constant traveling. You have all the same type of like characters that you like, elves and everything, like what you have in Tolkien's world. So still really enjoying this. I'm only about halfway through it. Very entertaining. Also, I picked this back up. I had just started in the beginning, and now I'm getting ready to start chapter 13. This is Anne Boleyn. It's the second book in the 6 Tudor Queens. We know this is King Henry VIII's second wife. It's called A King's Obsession by Alison Weir. And like with historical fiction, you just have to be like, I believe that could happen. I mean, that's what I love about historical fiction, is because they give us some history and then they create the characters where, the people exist, but their personalities might not have been like this. Their decisions some decisions are written in history, but then other decisions is like, that's like personal. We don't know that. But I really enjoy reading anything about Tudor times, and especially King Henry VIII's wives. A book that I finished. This is like every other dog book in a sense, where you have the length of the dog's life. So this is called Merles Door, Lessons from a Free-Thinking Dog, and it's by Ted Kerasote. I'm not for sure how to pronounce his last name. This dog looks exactly like my mom's dog, Michelangelo, and the personality of Merle is so much like my mom's dog. He is so free-thinking and independent. This helped me appreciate him a little more. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was wonderful. It had me laughing. It had me crying. It's so wonderful. So it's about Ted and his how he met his dog Merle, and I want to say he got 14 years with him. So spoiler alert, but I'm guessing that you probably know Merle's Door. I mean, it could have so many different meanings. But it was a wonderful book. But be prepared to cry, because, we only have our animals, fur babies, for a certain amount of time. And I feel like so blessed to have the relationships that I do have with my cats. And I always had dogs before 2018. 2018, my last dog passed. In 2016, when my dad passed, I had found these 2 stranded, sick 4-week-old kittens, and that was the beginning of my true crazy cat lady journey. So anyway, I absolutely loved that book, but it was rough. Okay, so I am still loving my Sookie Stackhouse reread, but this is the final book. And so I just started, I'm on the first chapter, just started reading this. So I've read all 12, I finished 12 of my rereads, and this is book 13. This is Dead Ever After by Charlaine Harris. I forgot how much Eric was in, because hi Sterling. I forgot how much Eric was in these. Oh, my baby. Yes. So, and what really happened, and, the whole thing with Sam and all that. So, yes, still really loving this. I have this from the library. This is the complete Sookie Stackhouse stories. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to move this over so that you guys can see him. I still have quite a bit to read. Oh, please, so start cleaning yourself. Sterling! Anyway, so I'm getting close to the end of these, but I have to, I have to read them in order. So it's been so wonderful getting these little tidbits of stories that follow along with the other stories. Could you please quit cleaning for a second? Thank you. Okay, so I'm only on page 10 of Sacagawea. This is or Sacagawea, however you pronounce it, by Anna Lee Waldo. This is a reread for me. I'm only on page 10, but because this is the type of book that I want to like give my full attention to. So anyway, and a book I'm hoping to get to. I bought this at a library book sale back in April. I really enjoyed her biography of Jane Austen. But this is called Claire Tomlin, A Life of My Own. So I'm looking forward to, she has a lot of other biographies that she has written over famous authors that I have not read, but I'm wanting to say the book she has about Jane Austen is called Jane Austen Alive, I think. I have it somewhere on my shelves. Actually, I should have it. That is my Jane Austen shelf, everything Jane Austen, so it should be there. Anyway, really looking forward to that. So, I don't know. I've been working on sewing a quilt. I've never done that before. I'm not a sewer. I've never been really crafty. Also, I'm making, so some people call it a Swedish weave. Some people just call it an Afghan with monk's cloth. I've been working on that. Those were, that was a project that my mom is working on also, but my gran would always make those. So when I get closer, I get more of it done, I will maybe share it on my Instagram. I always forget I have that. Sterling, I'm just so happy that he's wanting to spend this time with me. I was trying to draw out the video just so you can continue to see him. Sterling was my baby who had, when I found him, he weighed 1 pound. The vet couldn't take any blood. He couldn't even lose a drop of blood, he said. Had the fleas and everything was so bad. He had 2 breaks in a leg, and he had a fractured pelvic. His good leg was not good, they said, with whatever that meant. And he had an open wall hernia. And at 6 months, which they said if he survives a month, we'll need to remove the leg. And I brought him back in a month, and they said, oh, he needs more time. He's just in too bad of shape. So I took him back when he turned 6 months to get him fixed. And you can't see now because he is in the way. But when I took him to get him neutered at 6 months, the vet said, you will not believe this. I did x-rays and everything is healed. So they said, we're not taking the leg. We don't need to do surgery on the open wall hernia, which usually has to be surgically fixed. So yeah, he's like my miracle baby. And he walks like, he doesn't have too much of a, he doesn't really have a limp. Sometimes he like holds his leg a little different, and he's acting all, he's hard to see. And he's acting all cautious right now because he hasn't been on that blanket I just folded up. But anyway, I'm always amazed by him. And we have such a loving relationship. It's funny because my mom says, oh, he healed because of all the kisses I gave him. Anyway, this is becoming a rambling video. I'd love to hear how you guys are doing, what you're reading. I have some books, I have some ebooks that were gifted to me that I've started. I started The Trust. I'm still reading Essex Dogs, which is so great. I do not know why I have not finished that book yet. So there's a couple books on there that I'm not really going to talk about until I get them, closer to finished. Oh, here comes my Sylvie. So, really? Did you want to say hi to everybody? Not your butt. Anyway, Thank you so much for watching my video, and I am going to scoot her along. Okay, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope you're having a wonderful June. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.